A law is something I do.
Okay. I like that one. Can anyone else give me a sentence? Oh, I like that one.
Oh, that was a good one. You got it off on that one.
Oh, yeah.
Dang.
Help make laws. I really like that one. Good job. All right, let me underline this.
Ooh, that's a good
Ooh,
one.
I like
too.
that one too. I must obey the law. Wow. Cannot spell. Those are some great sentences. I really like those. All right, let's hop over to our story. We are starting our final chapter and we're almost finished with this month. So this chapter is called The End of the War. What do we think this chapter is going to be about? What do you think it's going to be about?
It'll be about
It'll be about the end of the war. How do you think the war is going to end? How do you think the war is going to end?
The army's gonna fight again.
The army's going to fight again? Maybe. I don't know. What do you think?
Who thinks they'll win, the Americans or the British?
You think the Americans are going to win? All right. Let's see what happens. All right.
The war continued. Both the American and British armies were winning battles. The British won battles in areas of South Carolina, Georgia, Philadelphia, and New York. The British soldiers were moving into Virginia. The American army was not as strong. The Americans needed to win.
So where did the British win battles? Ah, where did the British read battles or win battles? Areas of
South Carolina,
and
Georgia,
and
Philadelphia,
and
New York.
thank you. Very good. They won battles in areas of South Carolina, Georgia, Philadelphia, and New York. The British soldiers were moving into where?
Virginia.
Virginia. Was the American army as strong as the British army? Yes or no?
No.
No.
Hey, I'm gonna give Candy. If you're in school, what are the two things that the Americans were to win those battles? Those two S words. Does anyone remember? They were smart and sneaky. Yeah.
Good job.
Our young lady at home wants to read the next page.
All right. All right, friend, take it away.
Can I have the iPad?
George Washington took a chance to
Trap.
trap the British soldier at the Battle of Yorktown. He had soldiers surrounded the Br- British army on all sides. This battle went on for a long time. Finally, the British army gave up. This was a last mirror battle of the war. The King of Great Britain and the British army were done. They were a few more battles.
but the war was over.
But the war was over.
Oh, George Washington took a chance to trap the British soldier at what battle? The Battle of
Yorktown.
Yorktown. Thank you. How did he do that? He had the American soldiers do what?
On both sides.
Surround the British army on both sides. Very good. And then what finally happened after a long time? The British army what? They gave up. Great job. All right.
The
I want
United
to read the next
States of America won their freedom from Great Britain. For 2 years, the U.S. and Great Britain worked for peace. They signed a treaty. The treaty said the U.S. was free and allowed to settle on more land and trade for goods.
Okay, so what happened? The United States of America what?
treaty from Great Britain for
Freedom.
2 years.
And they signed a what?
Treaty.
A treaty. Good job. And the treaty said what? The United States was
Free.
Free.
Allowed.
allowed to settle on more land and trade for goods. All right. Do I have a friend that wants to read this page?
Man,
Go ahead.
the U.S. was free and needed leaders, rules, and laws. The Articles of
Confederate.
Continents was set of rules and laws the colonists followed, but new leaders needed to be made. How the war was over, the states needed ways to make money to help pay for the war. They needed laws for all people, not just some.
Okay, so they wanted a new set of laws. So the U.S. was free and needed leaders and rules and laws. What was the Articles of Confederation? What was the Articles of Confederation?
Rules
Set of rules
and
and
laws.
laws.
That the colonists followed. So the states needed to make what?
Money.
Make money to help pay for the war. Good job. All right, go ahead, friend.
The leaders of the U.S. met. They wrote the Constitution of the United States. It was a set of rules and laws in the Constitution. Power of leaders was split up between 3 groups of leaders. There was one king or one queen to give commands. These leaders will follow the rules of the Constitution to make new rules for the
country.
All right. So the leaders of the United States wrote the Constitution of the United States. What was that?
Set of rules and laws.
A set of rules and laws.
Yes.
Who was the power split between?
the king and the queen.
3.
3 groups of leaders.
There was no king or queen to give commands. And then the leaders would follow the rules of the Constitution to make new laws for the country. So there's rules you have to follow to make the rules for the country. Do I have a friend that wants to read this page?
Most states were happy with this new plan. Some states were not. They said the new laws did not protect all people, their freedoms. They wanted to make life better for all people. A change needed to be made to the new constitution for all states to agree.
Good job. So most states were happy with the new plan, but some states weren't. Why weren't some states happy? Because they said the laws didn't what?
Protect all people.
They said some of the laws didn't protect all people and their freedom, and they just wanted life to be better, and the change needed to be made to the Constitution so everyone could agree. They wanted to come to a compromise. Do I have a friend that wants to read this page?
The
Good job, friend. So the changes adding to the Bill of Rights to the Constitution. The Bill of Rights was a list of 10 freedoms for the citizens of the new country. It also took some power away from the government. The Bill of Rights made people happy, and the U.S. had their own new set of rules and laws. So what was the Bill of Rights?
10 freedoms.
10 freedoms for the citizens of the new country. And it took some of the power away from the government so they could rule everything. And the citizens of America now had a little bit more say in what went on in their lives.
The United States of America fought a long, hard war. The people fought for their freedom. The United States of America is a free country today because of the Revolutionary War. People who live here have freedoms and rights that people in other countries may not have.
So the people fought for their
freedom.
The United States of America is a free country today because of the Revolutionary War. And people who live here have freedoms and rights that people in other countries might not have. All right, so that is it for our chapter. So we're going to hop over here to our main ideas chart. I can fix my screen. All right, so what was this chapter about? The end of the war. Good job. All right, so what are some main things that happened in this chapter? There was the Battle of, starts with a Y. The Battle of Yorktown. And does anyone remember what happened during the Battle of Yorktown? The American army trapped the British soldiers, remember? Yeah, they trapped the British soldiers in the Battle of Yorktown. And who led the American army? What's his name? Starts with G. George Washington. Very good. All right. What other main thing happened in this chapter? What was written?
Constitution.
Oh, I heard some on the Constitution. And then what was added to the Constitution to make everyone happy and set a compromise?
Laws.
Bill of Rights.
Good job, the Bill of Rights. The Bill of Rights was added to make everyone happy, and it took some of the power away from the government so that they couldn't rule everything and control the citizens of the new country. So what do you think is important to know? Is it important to know that the Bill of Rights took some of the power away from the government?
Yes.
I think so too. All right, great job, guys, with that.